What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We're starting things off today with the ship whose name I'm no doubt going to get wrong because it's fairly long. GSI... Oh, yep. See? The ship's helping me out a little bit there. I flew a little too close. The GSI Light Assault Cruiser, I think? Oh, there we go. Dynasty-Class. I knew I'd mess it up. So, yeah, as the name implies, it is a light assault cruiser, so it's... I imagine its main role is kind of damage dealing, but probably isn't crazy heavily armored to take a beating. There's a lot of little details to this ship. I admit, didn't read through the entire description thing. I kind of glossed over the bullet notes type thing. Checked out like the controls and stuff like that, but there's two customed auto cannons. I'm thinking that's what these are. They look like they're custom turrets. They're on rotors and all that kind of stuff. And I do like when people do this, where you take like catwalks and stuff and cover the rocket launchers. It just makes them look more beefy. I don't know. So I like that a lot. I think that's really cool. Now, oh, there it is. Okay, I was looking for this. So they are on rotors, so the actual turret can turn this way. As we can see, there's a rotor right down there, but then these actual barrels can lift up and angle vertically too, so they have a higher degree. Actually, that might give them a 360 firing range, other than the rest of the ship. I mean, you can't fire into your own ship, but what is that? Oh, okay, I saw the lights. I thought maybe that was a door. I was like, that's an odd place for a door. But yeah, I mean, just looking around at the outside, there's a lot of little details, a lot of scaffolding type stuff to add to the realism, make it look like it's, you know, actually been assembled and constructed and stuff like that. And not by aliens where everything's just like a smooth seam. I think both of those design styles are cool. Personally, I do enjoy this type of style that has a more, I often call it a cluttered look, but it's like intentional clutter. Or some would just call it like detail type of thing. But I personally have never really been that good at actually making the ships this way, so that's probably why my design style looks a little bit less like this and a bit more streamlined, and trying to keep everything smooth and stuff. It's because really I'm just bad at doing stuff this way. We have cargo deposit there. Oh, that's cool. So you can just dump stuff and it slides into the collector. That's pretty neat. Alright, so we got ourselves a door. It is in an interesting angle, but I guess that's intentional, so that's cool. Okay, I like this, that it does drop you off right in front of the command center. That's a cool little, like, it almost reminds me of, like, jumping into a jet kind of thing. That, like, if it's, like, an emergency and it's like, go, 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 you know, you're gonna drop right in to the command center type of thing. That's cool. And I like this, by the way. You are here. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually. Let's see. So then we have medical. Now, it's interesting that we're inside, and obviously this is probably going to be pressurized, but it's interesting that the command center has its own airlock. I would imagine that's just for security purposes, that if the rest of the ship goes down, the main command center can still be pressurized. Oh, wow. Okay, airlock happy. Might be the same case here. This is the crew quarters. You are here. That's so great. I love that. Yeah, so well, that's comforting. I mean, I know it's probably for security purposes, so that if you go, you get boarders or something, but, I mean, if I'm this dude sleeping on this bunk, that's not gonna comfort me any. I mean, if somebody runs through here, we're getting shot, and this poor guy, he's just taking a nap. I'm sorry, I can't help myself sometimes. So we have an exterior airlock here. Now, I know I was just bashing on the security purposes of this. Oh, and this leads to a boarding connection point. That's cool. I know I was just bashing on this, but in truth, I actually do kind of like this setup in terms of a logistical way, that the crew is really close to an airlock that in an emergency you could like if the ship's going down, you could actually bail, kind of thing. Oh, there's lights. Oh, that turns them off. I thought it was going to make it brighter. And then the vent controls. So I do kind of like that in a way. From an emergency evacuation standpoint, you know, the crew, you have the cryo chambers, you have the crew quarters, and the main command center all really, really close to airlocks, and I really like that. Because I've always found it interesting how, like, the bridge or crew quarters are always, like, in the back of the ship and the escape pods are in the front, and you're like, shouldn't it be close in case everybody who's sleeping is, like, about to die? You know, please maintain crew protocol when aboard the vessel at all times. Thank you, Genesis Industries. And then we got the damage readout script running over there, as well as the... you know, I've gotten to where I don't even really bring up the M-Master's adjustable LCD scripts, because, I mean, pretty much just, it's a staple at this point. Like, I'm sure the actual, like, M-Master is probably really, really happy with the result of the script, that pretty much it has... I wouldn't actually be surprised if Keen ended up, like, somehow incorporating it into the main game when it actually hit release, kind of thing. You know, because that'll ever happen. But, yeah, because it's just become just such a staple. I mean, I can literally... Man, I can probably count the number of episodes, like how many builds, like on one hand, how many builds I've shown off that didn't have that script on it at this point. I mean, obviously, before it was a thing, it wasn't, but at this point, stuff like that, the, what is it, the whips, auto turret control, some of the other ones that let you do... Ooh. Okay. Okay. That's the, I would dub that the rookie door. I mean, there's no, like, label or anything like, hey, you're about to walk into space. I guess if you're an engineer, you'd know, but I can just see these screwing with rookies. Hey, go out that way, go get me a wrench. I almost walked off into space. Gotcha. You know. I actually do like this, too, how the lighting in here is mostly just mood lighting from the actual devices. I think that has a pretty cool effect on the overall ship. I like really atmospheric lighting on these ships and stuff, especially since they've overhauled some of the lighting engines for, like, the interior lights or the spotlights and stuff. It really gives a cool, kind of feel to the ships. Now hold on a minute. This ship is very, very large on the outside. Are you telling me this is all the interior? I mean, I guess if it works, but I just expected there to be a lot more stuff inside. Huh. So this is a mirror of the other side, which makes sense. I mean, unless I missed a door somewhere, which we all know is very possible. I don't think I did, but it could happen. So we dropped in... Wait a minute, where's... Okay, I'm not losing my mind. Where? Oh, there it is. So we dropped in here. That just goes to engineer. Interesting that there's actually a remote block. Oh, that's probably for the turret control, actually. So that's not actually that odd. And then we have this in here. I don't see any other doors in here anywhere. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything, and it actually is that small of an interior, but... I mean, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, whenever you have, like, a really large exterior ship, you know, I just expect there to be a little bit more interior than that. That's all. I really do like the interior, though, as far as what's here. I think it's cool. But yeah, I guess that's all the interior that it has. That's very surprising. Not really in a bad or a good way, it's just surprising. Alright, so let's see how she handles. Where is the actual... Okay, there's the drop door. So the command center is, like, right in front there. So all this back stuff, I guess, is going to end up being thrusters, cargo containers, fuel stuff like that. So that's probably the 2 engineering sections. Because, yep, there's the rookie doors on the side. So that's the engineering section. Man, it just really looked like it was a bigger ship on the outside. I don't know. Because actually it does make sense. So we have camera, middle, and front. Wait, middle front. Front protected. Okay. Combat mode. Ooh, combat mode on and off. Advanced rotors. Now, I don't know, that might be the safety lock. Safety lock has a power symbol toggle, unfortunately. So I think if I remember correctly, the description says that's the safety lock. Timer block trigger now. I have no idea what that does. I am not pushing that. That's all the merge controls. Okay, so I'm gonna try this. Okay, so that definitely is safety lock, because that just kind of the turrets moved. So we want combat mode. I don't know what that actually does. Like, did anybody see anything happen? I don't know what that actually does. Maybe it activates the missile launchers or something? Let's try deactivating it. I'm not really seeing anything happen, so I'm guessing it's doing something with the rocket launchers. There's like a latency lag moment when I do that, so it's doing something. Oh, I'm seeing a couple things. So there's lights on the landing gears, there's the GSI logo on the side, and when you turn that on for combat mode, the lights and the logo go off. So that's probably a visual indication of something going on. The one thing I'm actually surprised I'm not seeing, and it could just be not seeing it, is the actual remote block for controlling the missile turrets. Maybe that's the trigger now? Let's try it. Nothing seems to happen. Interesting. Okay, so I went ahead and started digging in a little bit to the actual block controls and stuff to actually see. So this is what actually combat mode does. It turns a lot of the lights off or on, depending on, I guess it's off. I'm not really sure. If it's just a toggle. No, they're off. Never mind. It's not a toggle power. So it turns a couple of these things off like we saw. It disables the antenna and the beacon, which makes sense. You don't want people picking you up. It enables a spherical gravity generator, which if I remember correctly in the description is actually a gravity shield. And then it activates decoys, closes doors, turns on interior and exterior turrets, as well as welders for repairs, and a projector for what repairs to do. So that was probably what the lag spike was from, was the projector and stuff coming on. Off would do all of that stuff. Timer block 1 is a little confusing to me. It activates itself in a start sequence, which is, I don't know, the trigger now and the start seems redundant. It could be there for a reason, I don't know. But it adjusts the floor plan, turret control, auto doors, thruster lights, and LCDs. So I'm not really sure what all those actually do, because I haven't messed with those. But I'm still not really seeing a way to take control of the turrets, which is surprising, because I know there's a remote block there, which is probably what it's for. Missile turrets, designators. I don't know. I'm really not turret group right and left, but I'm not seeing any take control of... Oh, wait, there's the remote control for 1. Let's try this, see what this does. So we have no hotbar controls, and we're still controlling the ship. Wait, so the remote block is for the ship? Huh. Okay. Alright. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I had a bit of a brain fart. Now that I think about it, I think the description actually described these as auto turrets, which would explain why I can't find any controls for them, because I think they're actually controlled via sensors. or something to that effect, and when they detect something, they'll swivel around and target it. Hence why in the menus we saw... Where was it? There was a missile turret designator thing here. And this is obviously a sensor thing for targeting missiles and meteors and everything. So, yeah, they're auto turrets. That's why you can't actually take control of them. Duh. Okay. Oh! Wait a minute. Hold up. So, I'm in the seat, but I can't actually fly it from here. What? Oh, the gravity's on. Autopilot enabled? Is that what that said? Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. So if I actually wanted to get a feel for how it controls, let's switch over to control. All right, now we're moving. So I guess that overrides autopilot or something. So now we have control. Actually, it moves really nice, and that's probably because it looks larger than it actually is, so the size of the overall ship isn't too much. Either that or there's a lot of thrusters and gyroscopes hidden on here somewhere. There are quite a few, but it still moves and turns really well, so... Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next we have Cobalt the Dragon. I put the in there, but it's a Cobalt Dragon. Now hopefully I did this correctly. These legs concern me a bit. It did kind of fall, so I'm hoping that it's not pasted into the ground. We're gonna find out here in a second. But yeah, there be dragons. And you don't have to be an ice zombie to do it. So, alright, so this is the modern take on dragons. We don't need real dragons, we got mechanical dragons. Oh, with my medieval armor. That's just so appropriate, isn't it? Okay, so to zoom out. Alright, so not only does this thing look cool, but it actually functions. Now, I should go ahead and remind everybody, that's everyone and everybody, in case you were wondering, everybody, that I do still have damage turned off on this world, so this may work a little bit better for me than it might for you. I don't know. I don't know how well stable, or how stable it's supposed to be. But, alright, so first off, we're going to take control by using the remote block. And now, I really, really do thank the builder for keeping this so simple. I love it. So we have jaw open with a timer block. I believe this is fire breath, or fireballs. And then we have a camera view and the safety lock for the legs. So, of course, the important part first. We open the jaw, which is very cool. Right? Let me see. And then... oh, we have a mouth camera. Well, that's cool. You know what? This kind of takes me back to those old cartoons where, like a Scooby-Doo or something, where they'd have some kind of dragon and everyone be afraid of it, and then you realize it's some kind of mechanical thing, and that's how they were able to do stuff. Woo! I thought that was a select button, not a fire. So, Dracaris? I guess? I can't help it. I mean, we're flying on a blue dragon. It's fresh in my mind. So yeah, the safety lock is on at the moment for the feats. Let's risk it. Let's turn this off. Oh, the safety lock is the... wait, is it a walk cycle or is that just locking it? Oh my. Okay, this has some kind of walking script. All I'm doing is holding W and it's actually walking. Well, that's cool. I mean, albeit slowly, but it's walking nonetheless. Ooh! I don't know if I can... I don't know how much I want to push this, though it does have damage off, so it should be fine. Alright, so let's get it a bit more stable. We'll turn the lock back on the feet. Now, if we hit space... wait, there we go. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Spacebar equals ascend in flight mode, C is ground mode. Do not press C while flying. Cobalt naturally slides down if you don't press space. Ah, okay. I'm glad I read that part, because I was thinking, you know, like the typical descend button. So you can see its wings went out, which is cool. And then if we hit space, it flies. Oh! Okay, so no descending. No descending. You just hold space to keep yourself up, and then you kind of just fall backwards. Or fall down. Fall backwards. You fall down. Sweet. Oh, this is so cool. It's like a legit flying dragon. With fireballs. That is so awesome. Alright, so now I guess the idea is, because we already descend, what we need to do is slow down and stop. Slow down and stop, I said. Please stop. Alright, that's not bad. I'm working on my landings. Again, I don't know how sensitive it would be without the block damage on, so that's something you guys might have to check at some point. Alright, so now if we hit C while on the ground, our wings fold back in and it goes back to ground mode. Freaking awesome. That's pretty beast. Literally. Yeah. Alright, so I think that's gonna do it for this, although I could have a lot of fun flying it around. I think that's gonna do it for this episode. We're gonna wrap things... no, what am I doing? What am I doing? No, we got one more. Screw that. Wrap things up my foot. I don't know what I was thinking. I had this ship to show off still. What? Yeah. I mean, dude, this thing is beast. Like, yeah. It has, honestly, it has me so thinking of Skarkuk, like the original, the cool one, not, you know, the smallest transformer in the series kind of thing, but like the actual city-sized Skarkuk. Like, this thing is beast. It looks awesome. Now, I will say this, there is, like, no description, so if I get any of this crap wrong, not my fault. Seriously though, the amount of, like, little like, this whole back tail thing is just nasty. It's just awesome. I love this thing. There's, like, even though I had to fly through it because I wanted to double check and make sure that it didn't get pasted into the ground. So I did fly through some of the interior, and it doesn't have the most detailed of interiors, but the outside, though, it's just freaking cool. Oh, and I don't know about this up here. I didn't go in this section. I went in the lower one. This should be open. Yeah, there's a lot of these big hangars, which is cool. I mean, it gives you a place to park your smaller ships, because this thing is actually really, like, large. Like, it's a big ship. Obviously I'm not in the hangar control thing, so not hangar, the ship control, so I don't have the actual mass indicator yet, but this thing is huge. Door down, open. There's a lot of these hangar doors, because there's hangars all over the place. Ooh, I hadn't seen this area yet. Is this? Oh, I'm a sucker for glass floors. Not that I would like them in real life, but in games like this, they're so cool. Okay, so we have another thing here. What do you do? Lights. Oh! Are these lights? I think? Aye, okay. Let's see, what goes down here? Nice little ladder. Well, that's a cool way to do a ladder. It's a vertical window that's not completed. I mean, it doesn't actually work, but it's a cool idea, visually. So, we're down here in the inner guts of Skarkuk. I mean, Zanbur, or Zanbur? I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. Again, no description, leave me alone. But yeah, like, honestly, it strikes me as a large carrier-type ship, because there's so many hangars. Though it does have, like, cargo places here, though I don't know if that's just for missiles and turrets and other things. And it's got this giant ramp on the back here. We kind of skipped that because I hadn't gone through the top before. But yeah, there's not a lot of... Oh, there's side hangar doors here. I just now noticed this. How do you miss side hangar doors? They're huge. Oh, and it's got a little platform. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's definitely a carrier of some kind. Because there's way too many little ports and connections and hangars and stuff for it not to be a hangar. Or, I mean, a carrier. And there's welders for damaged ships. This area here is just, like, I don't even want to know what kind of ships you could fit in here. This place is, I mean, to give you a relative idea, this is the character size to this room. AKA huge. So, yeah. This is more of the inner... Ooh, oxygen storage. Man, there's so... Like, honestly, this is one of those examples of what I was talking about when you see a big ship and expect it to have a big interior. Now, this isn't a heavily detailed interior by comparison to some of the other ones that we've seen, but it's still huge. Like, it's got a ton of interior stuff to work with. What are these little hangars for? Or like, hangar doors? I wonder. So many of these things. Oh, they lead back out. And honestly, other than just so you guys can see what's going on, I hesitate to even turn my lights on, because this is a very atmospheric ship kind of thing. It has a really cool, spooky ambiance to it. This looks like glass. Yeah, so that's that large ramp off the back. I didn't even know this part was down here. When I first flew through here, I didn't even see the doorway and stuff. Oop, there's a door over there. Where's it go? Emergency exit, eh? Where's this spit you out at? I guess just randomly on the outside of the ship? Huh. Right in front of the intakes. We're gonna get off! We're gonna get off! Funk! That would be kind of funny, actually. So this is all exterior, and I like this, too. I really like this feel where you're in the exterior, or you're on the exterior of the ship, but you're, like, in the interior. I really, really like that effect. And then we got, like, I don't know what this is. Core Primus or something going on here. Wait, where is this connected to? Oh, there it is. So there's still more for me to see in here. Gosh, this ship is really as big as it looks. Like this is like the first one was deceiving. It looks a lot bigger, and when you realize that you've been through the small interior, and then it actually fits the exterior, you're like, oh, it's not really disproportionate. It just looks like it's a bigger ship than it actually is. This one, however, no, it's legit. Like, as big as it looks. It's a huge ship. Dagnabbit, where do I go to get in here? Aircraft hangar. Oh, there are signs. I did not notice these before. Wasn't me. And I'm sorry, the purple. Really? Purple? It's Skarkuk. It really is. Like, I would be shocked. I honestly would be shocked to find out the builder that made this didn't really have any intention of connecting it with Transformers at all. It's possible. There's a lot of people in the world and a lot of people with creative minds, and it doesn't always revolve around seeing something. But it would just be shocking to me. I would just be like, really? Okay, so we have main... So this isn't... we got some lighting glitches going on here. As well as some texture glitches? Or has that always been like that? I guess that's supposed to be distress on the texture. I just didn't think it looked all that messy. Never noticed it before. But yeah, so this is the actual power core. That's why it had that orb-looking shape thing as it encompasses. Yeah, we're getting some major lighting glitches going on. Okay, so we're still... Now, this is a cool effect, too. This plant is a separate, like it's floating out there only connected by this, and yet this part is still within a glass bubble here. Like, that's a cool way of doing it. We have a lot of cryo chambers here, so apparently a large crew is expected. Or, I guess you could say, depending on what the purpose of the ship was for, you could say it's for all the pilots. Oh, there's more lights to be turned on. Sweet. It actually is kind of cool. I know it's a lighting glitch, but it actually makes it look like they're flickering on like a fluorescent bulb. It's like meet. You know. By the way, that's what they sound like. Meep. Okay. I know what's down there. That's the main bridge, I think. At least I hope it is. That's what I was using to fly it before. Lights. Okay, cool. It actually does have a lot of lights. It's not as dim as I originally expected. It was just because all the lights were off. So this is guessing an observation, and a cool one at that. I mean, the thing is literally like beast mode. I don't know... Cockpit vehicle hangers. I don't know what it has on it in terms of weapons. I didn't really get a good look at the exterior's armaments or anything like that, so we'll probably try and take a look at that through the control panel and see what's available. Crew quarters. Cockpit vehicle hangar. What goes this way? I wonder. It's probably the actual airlock. It is. Or an emergency exit or something like that. Since I was the dummy that just flew through the hangar door and went that way and had to go through all the doors, there was a entrance right there on the front of the nose. I guess it's not really the nose, it's kind of the nose. I really like the interior is very spacious, and with an accompaniment of mods or just some creative use of open close. Oh! No, don't do that. Vehicle hangar. Okay, this is the main one. There's probably a light switch now that I've gotten used to this ship a little bit. Haha! Wow. Wow, they got some lighting issues going on in this update. I didn't realize that before. So we got some landing gears, cargo containers. What are these for? Vehicle lock. Oh, okay, lock and unlock. Yeah, same for each side. Okay, so they're little bays for like fighters or shuttles. But even this, I love it. I love the atmosphere in this ship. It's so cool. Like, honestly, Decepticon, Sith Lord, that's the two people I see using this ship. It's really cool. Alright, and this is hangar door controls. Where's this ramp? Lock, unlock, trap? Trap? I mean, I guess... Oh, trap left? But then why is it trap? I'm confused. So that's the main, one of the main hangars, and it's, as you can see, if I can get up here, it's a big hangar. Like, you can fit a lot in this hangar. It's cool. I'm actually going to pull that back up, just so when I go to, like, try and fly it later, I don't have a trapdoor hanging out. I guess that's why it's called trap, is it's, like, trapdoor. Normally it's called ramp, but, to each their own. I'm always very careful of criticizing, like, verbiage and layouts and things, because honestly there's a lot of players of the Space Engineers community that's not native English speakers and stuff like that, so sometimes, you know, sometimes it's just personality and it's like, oh, that's just what I called it, but sometimes it's you get like, you know, sorry about my bad English or something, you're like, oh right, I probably shouldn't have made fun of the typos then, you know. So I try and be careful about that it's, you know, not pointing like, they screwed something up, because sometimes it's not always a screw up on purpose, or just because, you know, it's I guess inherently you can't screw up on purpose, really, but you know what I mean. You know, let's get back to the cool ship. Just ignore my rants. Thrusters, hydrogen thrusters, atmospheric thrusters. Weapons are on, that's fun. Landing gears, lights, gravitation. I thought it said gravitron for a second, and I was like, what? Okay, so that seems like co-pilot seat. Especially, like I said, considering... Oh, there's another light one here. Oh, it does light. I love this bridge. This is so cool. And it really does kind of feel like a Sith Lord. You know, like that would be a throne and you don't want to walk over there because he's going to, like, kill you or something. It's awesome. I love this ship. This ship is so cool. So yeah, this is the main bridge section here. It's just, I mean, look at this thing. It's so... Okay, I do see a couple of turrets on the exterior here. Actually, there's quite a few of them. I'm not sure there's any static or fixed weapons. Thrusters, same thing here. Weapons, landing gear, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm guessing there's no fix, because there's no option to control them. Oh my! I just realized, look at that weight indicator. So it's, if I'm reading that right, it's almost 31 million kilograms. I mean, geez. Okay, so unfortunately I can't really see the whole back of the ship. The camera's not behaving correctly while I fly. Anyways, let's try and get as good as we can, or we even might fly this way because it looks cooler. Alright, so... Ooh, can I... The gyroscopes don't seem to be responding. Either that or... Oh, wait, no, they are! It just turns really slow. So this is straight up a carrier type ship of turrets for defense and launching a bunch of fighters, because I don't think it's designed to go anywhere quickly. I mean, technically, if you look at the speed, we're comparing to a planet relatively, so it doesn't look like we're moving that fast, but it's actually not doing too bad on the acceleration. The turning, though, ooh. Actually, what might be beneficial to that is if you were to add in, like, the X20 gyroscope mod, where each gyroscope does, like, a lot more turning power. But overall, I just can't get enough of the exterior of this ship. It's so creative in that it doesn't look like a typical ship at all. It almost looks like a VTOL Scorpion thing. I mean, it just looks beast. So, anyways, I think that's going to do it for us for this episode now that we had this cool thing. So now we're going to wrap things up here, and I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!